We are live on Facebook. Okay.
Good afternoon to all fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests present here today. We welcome you all to the Art of Effective Speaking workshop organized by members of Area 33 under Division I, District 20. My name is Blessing Thomas Matthew, and I will be your Sergeant and Ops for the day. I'm sure that all of you are eager and excited to get this beautiful journey started. But just before that, I would like to set some ground rules. Basically, all of you have to keep your mics muted unless asked otherwise. And also you can unmute yourself during the Q&A session. With this being said, I would now like to introduce our Area 33 Director. She is a vibrant and dynamic Toastmaster who joined Toastmasters in 2015 with the art. She had a passion for speaking, but later on decided that she was meant to be a leader. She has held many leadership roles across 5 years. So now, please put your hands together to welcome our Area 33 Director, TM Farida Bai.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Blessan Thomas. Our Division I Director, DTM Ilamurugu. I believe there are no other dignitaries who have joined. Good afternoon. My Area XCOM members are Area PQ, Toastmaster Shinoj, Area PR, Toastmaster Rajamanikyam, Area Admin Manager, Toastmaster Blessan, and to all fellow Toastmasters out here, a warm good afternoon to one and all. Also, yes, our keynote speaker, Dr. Paul. This is Area 33's first workshop. Just for the information of all the fellow Toastmasters who are attending, Area 33 comprises of 4 clubs. It comprises of Bahrain Odia Samaj Toastmasters Club, GPIC Toastmasters Club, Friends Toastmasters Club, and St. Paul's Toastmasters Club. This comes under the new division of District 20, which is Division I. So this becomes a new area as well. Now, as Area 33 Director and also my club members, we had a meeting last day and we decided that we need to do something for the members. We all know that we all are going through a pandemic and we all are stressed mentally, physically. There are many things which is going on within each individual. But as Toastmasters, as we all know that we have joined Toastmasters to learn, to grow, just for our own self-development. So we decided that we need to do something for each member, not only of Area 33, but also for all the Toastmasters out here for our own self-development. And so we came across this idea of a series of workshops, which will help the club members, which will help the club to improve, to have quality meetings, and also to have their membership goals achieved. So here we are starting the first workshop of this series of workshops. And hereby, as the Area 33 Director, myself, Toastmaster Farida, commence this meeting or the workshop to order. Now, we have a timer for today's meeting. As Toastmasters, we know that we need to go according to time. So the timer of today's meeting, he joined Indian Academy Toastmasters Club in 2019 with the desire to improve his public speaking, to motivate others with his speech and connect with leaders all over the world. He loves technology and currently works for the Manai Technical Services. He is also our Area 33 PR, Toastmaster Rajamanikyam. Let me just welcome our timer for this workshop, Toastmaster Rajamanikyam.
Thank you, Area Director, TM Faridabai. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. My role is timer for today's workshop. I will time for felicitation speech, keynote speech, and question and answer and vote of thanks final. I will also alert each speaker of the time they are left using the green, yellow, and red color virtual background, which denotes specific times remaining as follows. For felicitation speech, at 2 minutes, I will show the green virtual background. At 3 minutes, I will show the yellow virtual background. At 4 minutes, I will show the red virtual background. For keynote speech, Dr. Paul, at 30 minutes, I will show the green virtual background, and 35 minutes, I will show the yellow virtual background, and the 40 minutes, I will show the red virtual background. For Q&A session, at 10 minutes, I will show the green virtual background. At 12 minutes, I will show the yellow virtual background. At 15 minutes, I will show the red virtual background. For vote of thanks speech, at 3 minutes, I will show the green virtual background. At 4 minutes, I will show the yellow virtual background. At 5 minutes, I will show the red virtual background. Thank you. Over to our Area Director, TM Faridabai.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Raja. Now to take on this virtual workshop, we have our MC. She's a bubbly and proactive person who joined Toastmasters in the year 2019 because she loves learning, talking, and meeting new people. Profession-wise, she is an office administrator cum HR at Al-Bustani Groups and is currently holding the position of VP Education in St. Paul's Toastmasters Club. Help me welcome our Master of Ceremonies for this workshop, Toastmaster Ginny Jaharalibu. Toastmaster Ginny.
Hi, good evening, Area Director, Toastmaster Faridabai. Good evening to all my dignitaries, to all the Toastmasters over here. I'm so happy to announce, as TM Faridabai already said, that it's Area 33's first workshop. And I'm so happy to be the MC for this meeting. A good speaker knows the subject well and impresses the listeners with his/her knowledge, coupled with correct voice modulation. Whereas an effective speaker is someone who is confident, possesses the power to captivate the audience, and enhances the delivering message, which makes him or her stand out. And yes, as Toastmasters, we all are outstanding Toastmasters over here. The art of speaking is in fact public speaking, or called oratory or oration. It's the process or act of performing a speech to a live audience. Moving ahead, we have felicitation speeches by our dignitaries. For that, let me call upon our District 20 Director, Teacher Mohammed Salim, who is Toastmaster since 2002, member of Adari Toastmasters Club. I have seen him in many leadership roles in club, area, district, and division. We have seen him as District 20 Logistic Manager, Club Growth Director, Program Quality Director, and now he's our own District 20 Director. Help me in join in welcoming our District 20 Director, distinguished Toastmaster Mohammed Salim.
I believe we do not have DTM Mohammed Salim with us at the moment. I believe we should be joined. Okay, we can continue with the next.
Fine. Next in line, we have our District 20 PQD distinguished Toastmaster Alifia Lakdawala. It's been 8 years that she is embarked on a milestone of her life by joining Toastmasters International. The sights and sounds along the way have indeed made this journey the stuff of dreams for her. She says this organization has a lot to offer. Let's keep learning, let's keep aspiring, and let's keep inspiring. She was fortunate enough to be entrusted with various leadership roles throughout her tenure with Toastmasters. Having served at club, area, and division has given her an opportunity to be a team player and a team leader. She says she was humbled to receive the Best Division Director Award for the year 2017 to 18. She comes from a service background where she helps people overcome their shortcomings. A physiotherapist by profession who believes in holistic rehabilitation of her patients. Join me in welcoming our District 20 PQD, Distinguished Toastmaster Alifia Lakdawala.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Jeannie Johara, sorry. Well, warm good afternoon to our District 20 Club Group Director, DTM Khalid Abdullah. We have Division B Director, DTM Ahmed Asif in the house. We have Division I Director, DTM Ella Murgu in the house. Area 33 Director, Toastmaster Farida, Education. Area 15 Director, Toastmaster Thomas. Members of Area 33 and fellow Toastmasters, good afternoon once again. When I received this invitation for this particular event, one quote which struck me, which I would like to share with you all, was that if we plan for a year, we sow rice. If we plan for 10 years, we plant a tree. But if you want to plan for a lifetime, we have to educate people. So this quote perfectly goes with this particular occasion today, where Area 33 has taken an initiative to educate members, not only of their area, but of the city. With virtual reality, I think we have broken barriers, and I feel that we have a renowned gentleman who is ready to share his experience of the effective public speaking. So my best wishes to Area 33 on this first workshop of theirs. I urge members of Area 33 and beyond to make use of this opportunity, educate themselves more, learn, understand, and move ahead. As district, we are here to support when you all reach out for us. There will be plenty of opportunities where members will get trained, and creativity is at its best when it comes to virtual reality. And Toastmaster has really given that opportunity to put her creativity at best and come up with this virtual workshop. I wish her and her team once again all the good luck. Back to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Alifia Lakdawala, for that inspiring felicitation speech. I think we have our distinguished Toastmaster Muhammad Salim joined us. So let's hear from him. As previously I just introduced him, he is a Toastmaster since 2002, member of Adari Toastmasters Club, have seen him in many leadership roles in the club, area, division, and district. We have seen him as District 20 Logistic Manager, Club Growth Director, Program Quality Director, and now he is our own District 20 Director. Join me in welcoming our District 20 Director, DTM Muhammad Salim.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jeannie, for the introduction. First of all, let me acknowledge the presence of our Program Quality Director, DTM Alifia Lakdawala, our Club Growth Director, DTM Khalid Abdullah. We have the Area Director, Toastmaster Thomas, and we have Toastmaster Farida Bai Tanzir. And we have many known faces over here who have been taking this virtual platform to a new heights actually. Now for me, actually, I was very much in the trio group where we were having discussion with the Club Group Director and the Program Quality Director, and both of them suddenly disappeared. And I see they are here in the meeting and I am left out. I was wondering, where am I? Let me acknowledge the presence of our Division I Director, my one friend, DTM Ilam Murgu. So such a wonderful person. We have Division B director smiling over there actually, Ahmed Asif. So let me just go through. I don't want to miss out any names. And we have our own champion, DTM Faraz Farooq actually. So first of all, let me thank the organizers for taking this wonderful initiative. It's not an easy thing to do a virtual meeting. And I think this speaker whom we are going to talk about, Dr. Paul, I believe he was in Bahrain last year also. And he was present during one of our sessions. And he's been very much inspirational to us actually. Now, this type of, why is that we need to have speakers from outside is that there is a different perspective when handling things actually. We have been within a confined box actually, wherein we don't think outside it. Now, bringing speakers with different background, different diversity, it really makes us to learn something new. Rather than me teaching every time about body language or voice modulation, there's a speaker who has been a professional who's here to share his experience. This is where we really, it makes a lot of difference for us. We can learn a lot from members who are outside Toastmasters fraternity because we are very much used to our own circle of influence wherein we have a set of pattern actually. And this is where Dr. Paul Thomas, I think he is going to shed a lot of light on art of effective speaking. And we are going to learn a lot from this. I'm sure about it actually. So this platform is not just for Toastmasters. We're expanding our horizons and we need to really continue doing this, because what happens is that my future goal or future vision of Toastmasters is that we want all the Toastmasters to become professional speakers, go out, step out. Last year we had a concept called step out, speak out, become professional speakers. The objective of Toastmasters is not to stay in Toastmasters for a longer period, but learn the skills, hone your skills, and then go out and become professional speakers. That should be our ultimate goal. So that is where the district has been striving since last year to make maximum professional speakers out of this forum. This will really, empower members who wants to become professional speaker. Actually, when I talk about professional speaker, we are all speakers actually, but there's a small difference between a normal speaker and a professional speaker. When we start, getting paid, then we are called professional speakers actually. But we are always like on the giving side. We go and give speeches, but we don't get money out of it actually. I know many of you might not agree that why we are doing it as a selfless organization, it's a voluntary organization. Where is the money coming in? But at the end of the day, the amount of money you spend in Toastmasters, it's an investment actually. You need to have a return on investment. I think our Toastmaster Anjali Gupta would agree upon this. It's a wife of a chartered accountant. She would agree upon that. Now, this is where we need to really work on that. We need to really have a return on investment. So we need to spend more time grooming ourselves to become professional speakers. So once again, thank you all for having me here. All the best. Thank you very
much. Thank you, DTM Muhammad Salim, for such an encouraging felicitation speech. Next in line, we have our very own District 20 CGD Director, DTM Khalid Abdullah. DTM Khalid Abdullah is the District 20 Club Glow Director for the year 2020-21. Member of 3 clubs, Babka Toastmasters Club, President of Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club, and immediate past President of St. Paul Toastmasters Club. His purpose in life is to lead his kids by a good example of a father to be followed, and that's why he is in Toastmasters. Join me in welcoming our very own DTM Khalid Abdullah for his felicitation speech.
Thank you so much, Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Ginny. Yes, and I also join my hand to the PQD. I used to have also some challenges in saying her name, but just mind that, Ginny. Thank you so much, Master of Ceremonies, for the lovely introduction. Let me recognize the presence, of course, of our DD, DTM Muhammad Salim, PQD, DTM Alifia, DID, DTM Elamaguru, that we are chasing each other. He's calling me and I'm calling him, and we see each other, but we don't know how to talk, but we will talk later. And Division B Director, he was here somewhere. Yes, DTM Ahmed also. Area 33 Director, the pride of the day. And Area 15 Director, Toastmaster Thomas, and other dignitaries around. I hope that I haven't missed anyone. Fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests, good afternoon. Thank you so much for such a great initiative, Area 33 Director, Toastmaster Farida Bai, of course, for the guidance of the Division Director, DTM Elamaguru. I think such occasions or events are really important for such times. And she was very good in marketing for this event. She kind of wrote in everywhere, reminding people that this is happening. And that passion I really like. And that's why I wrote in one of the groups that she posted. And we are really in difficult times. We are coming toward the biggest milestone of this term. And that's the October renewal. And I've been always posting all around, talking about it, and I'm repeating it here as well, that we really need to be creative. We need to watch out for those members that we don't see anymore. We need to call them. We need to show them all of what is happening in here, be it this event or be it some other events. And let's have some compassion with our members. Let's remind them of why we are Toastmasters and why we are here at 3 p.m. listening to Dr. Paul. I look really forward to hearing what he will say. I know that some of the members, without saying names, that they did not join today because they were a bit worried that he would hypnotize them. So, I see faces are smiling here and laughing. So they know who am I talking about. But I'm sure Dr. Paul will add a lot to whatever we know from the background of Toastmasters, and that such creativity is needed. An hour or 2 hours from now, we would have another workshop, and let me just promote for that workshop, which is chartering new clubs. How can we charter a new club? I know some of you might say, well, is it the right time to charter a new club? I can say it is debatable, but the best thing is to be creative and just look forward for opportunities. You never know what opportunities there in the Zoom or in the virtual platform that we can grasp and that we can expand on the Toastmasters journey that we have to others who are yet to know about Toastmasters. I wish you all the best. I don't want to take longer time. I was planning to end before the red light. Still, there is no red light, so that's, I think, my time to end. Thank you so much, and keep this series of events going on. Over to you, Master Ceremony.
Thank you so much, DTM Khalid Abdullah, for such an inspiring felicitation speech. Next in line, we have our Division I Director, DTM Elamaguru. He's a professor in management and French, IGNOU Overseas Director, Chairman of Indian Academy, Founder Chairman of Indian Academy Toastmasters Club in 2014. He has served as many leader roles in club, area, and division. Join me in welcoming our Division I Director, DTM Elamaguru, for a felicitation speech.
Thanks, Toastmaster of the Day, Ginny. Public speaking is a heart of giving power to the world, to influence, inspire, and transform lives. Our District 20 Director, DTM Salim, District Program Quality Director, DTM Alifia, District Club Growth Director, DTM Khalid, Division Directors, Area 33 Director, Toastmaster Farida, Honor Council Members, Area Directors, our today's presenter, Asia's best trainer specialized in NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming, Dr. Paul Thomas, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good afternoon to one and all. It's my delight to be with you in this August occasion. As a Division I Director, I would like to welcome and thanks Dr. Paul Thomas to spend his valuable time for conducting this elocution, the art of effective speaking. It's a virtual platform for us to learn from a certified international trainer and a verified trainer of NLP. Dr. Paul has given thousands of training in his career in different countries. We are lucky to attend these wonderful sessions. My sincere thanks to you, sir. Area 33 Director, well-known person in Toastmaster Farida. She's the active area director. Within a month, she arranged 2 events in one YLP and this workshop. She's a wonderful and talented Toastmaster for our division. She makes our divisions fly high. We thank you, Toastmaster Farida, for arranging such a fabulous event to felicitate our division Toastmasters and the development of communication skills. Thank you once again, Toastmaster Farida and her team. As our district Toast Director says, we are very much interested to learn from a professional speaker. In that way, our Area 33 Director has proved and arranged such a wonderful workshop for us. Toastmasters are always learners to excel more at any moment. We wish you all the best. Thanks one and all. Over to Toastmaster of the Day, Jenny. Thank you.
Thank you, Divisional Director, DTM Ilamurgu, for that such an lovely and inspiring felicitation speech. Next, we have the important session for today, a keynote speech by our very own Dr. Paul Thomas. Dr. Paul Thomas is a committed business development expert with international experience and educationalist who has done doctoral degree in educational psychology. He did his thesis in the influence of neuro-linguistic programming in academically poor students. Dr. Paul is a certified international master trainer, verified and certified master trainer of NLP, and certified trainer of hypnotherapy at all the levels. He is accredited corporate and teachers trainer with vast experience. He specializes in mind-body connection. He is the head of accreditation for the premier organization, Mind's Eye Consultancy International. Dr. Paul Thomas trained more than 74 nationalists. He has trained many thousands of multinational, multicultural, and multilinguistic experts. He trained different nationalities together in one platform successfully and achieved different national and international awards. He began his career with Microsoft Corporation. He is a professional consultant, inspirational speaker, facilitator, family student, individual coach, and an effective public speaker. With over 25 years of international experience in business, educational training, and coaching, he can help you to make powerful and everlasting changes in your personal and professional life. He can guide you to unlock the hidden energy within and help you to make use of the unlimited powers of the subconscious and unconscious mind. Join me in welcoming our very own Dr. Paul Thomas for his keynote speech.
Thank you so much, and very good afternoon and good evening from India. And I'm really honored to be with you for a few, maybe an hour maximum. And at this moment, in fact, I do not know the protocol of TM. So with due respect to each and every speakers and the participants, indeed, it is my great pleasure in speaking about the art of public speaking. I'm pretty sure all of you are well groomed in the area of public speaking. And you know how much familiarity with Toastmasters was I was in few Toastmasters club in Saudi Arabia. I happened to be there as the guest, so I had taken a few sessions on it. The first, I really love the professional way Toastmasters are conducting this program, especially the time management. So since the timer is there, I shall not look into my words since the timer will be taking care of that area. That's really very good. In fact, I was well introduced by the introducer. And I, in fact, started my career as Microsoft's HR manager in Middle East. In fact, I was the HR manager for Microsoft. During my professional enhancement trainings, when I was in Microsoft, somebody came from abroad and he was speaking that he is not a TM, he is named David. Then I asked him, what is this TM? Then he said, there's a Toastmasters International Club, which has divisions all over the world. That's the beginning of my understanding about the Toastmasters. At this moment, the subject which we are going to deal with, the art of effective public speaking. In fact, we always make public speaking, or we make the communications. And we do believe that, or I'm very sure most of the Toastmasters are aware of Professor Emeritus Albert Mehrabian's communication model 55-38-7. What I really want are, along with those, there are people who are predominant in their visual learning. That by default system, they are visual learners. If they want to learn something, they have to visualize, or they have to see, and they have to learn it. And in the same way, there are some group of people who really want to hear. They want to hear from others. And there are those categories are also very commonly available all over the workshop. The third category that's known as kinesthetic, which means they really need to get feel, or then they need to get touch mentally or emotionally or even physically. So those are known as the kinesthetic type of people. And there are two more categories, which are olfactory and gustatory. They are known as deep structured people. So the deep structured means they are predominant in smell and the taste. Unfortunate enough to say that all of us are either predominant in visual, auditory, kinesthetic, or olfactory, or gustatory. That can be really brought out through a test. And when we address a gathering, suppose now I can say that there are around 40 participants here. I'm very sure that from my own personal experiences, I would, without any ray of doubt, I could say that there will be around 7, 8, or 9 who are very visually predominant, and almost the same with auditory, and almost the same with kinesthetic. Maybe a few more in visuals. And maybe the chances are very less, yet there may be 1 or 2 from the olfactory and gustatory. If I myself happen to be a visual person, whenever I speak to the people without my conscious awareness, I will be focusing only on the visual people, or only the visual people can listen to me. Because most of the time I will be using visual words. Therefore, those categories will have more attraction towards me. And the auditory and kinesthetic who are deep into it, definitely they might miss what I am explaining to them, because they are not getting in tune with me. They are not resonance with my way of speaking, because I am a visual person. It applies with all the areas of communication. Whether you are a teacher, you are a salesman, or you are whatever the profession that you are holding. Whenever you make a communication, if the other person, the listener, if you are not speaking in his or her predominant strategy, then there is always a chance of getting it lost. People won't get you fully and completely. As I said in the very beginning, whenever I use only visual way of communication, for example, if I say, look, see, watch, only those are predominant visual, they get an understanding or they get feeling, they are getting the true meaning and they make a sense of it. Whereas the rest, they will be left out. And think of yourself. In which strategy are you? The most thing, unfortunately, you may not know unless you do a test. And it's almost well understood in every gathering. There are three types. Basically, there are three types: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Olfactory and gustatory are comparatively very less. Of course, there can be. And if you are not able to focus them as well, like using the word like it smells like, it tastes like, then they to get in touch with you or they get connected with you. Otherwise, they won't. So friends, whenever people make some evaluations, either it's about you or you making an evaluation about somebody else, please be understood that, or please be informed that we make the evaluation upon the internal representation or what we really understood why he is saying so. It's only based on your strategy. So what we could do, we could only do one thing. Always we need to ensure that we speak in three strategies always. We need to use visuals, we need to use auditory, we also need to use kinesthetic. That's in terms of the language as well as the physical movements, and of course by showing some images. Let me go VAK model. V means visual, as I already told you. When we use the visuals, for example, when we speak, we may not have, for example, like a Toastmaster speak, if there are 2 minutes, then we may not have enough time to show them some materials or use even some images. But you can make some images with your actions. For example, just look into this. You are showing an image. When you speak of a flower, show him something like this. Or when you speak of some tunnel, show him something like this. So which means all the visual people really, they get, yeah, he speaks something sensible. Otherwise they won't. And when we speak, they won't listen to you. So for the visuals, we need to use at least two ways. The first one, use the words like visual, like look, see, watch, can you see? All these words will help them along with some gestures. When you speak of something which is very small, for example, we started in a very small manner. Say your hand is coming from bigger to smaller. So those visuals can really make a sense of it. Oh, this fellow is speaking that we started something very nano. And when we speak, bring the hands together to show them something which is called very nano. Say how I'm making my hands. I start off from, it is being smaller, and now we can call it as very nano. Then I changed, because to show nano, I had to again use my fingers. So those visual people really get into it. Yeah, he speaks something which is very important. and he speaks something which is very sensible. And that's the first, we go with visuals. And the second one, auditory. When we speak of auditory, the same. We need to use the words listen. Can you listen? When you say, when you are speaking to a visual person, if you use the word, can you listen to me? No, he can't, because he's not a listener. He wants to see things. He wants to see. Whereas when you speak to a auditory person, use the word, can you listen to me? Can you hear me? That makes sound. That sounds pretty well. That rings a bell. That really resonates. All these are auditory words, and those auditory words will definitely penetrate into the conscious, subconscious, unconscious, because that person is predominant in auditory. And whenever we show them some actions, it may not resonate with them. Whereas if we use some words with ear, because it's well understood, if you see an image, of course, it's well understood that's for sound. And if you show him, like, listen with, lend me your ears, lend me your ears, people will yell. They will immediately listen to you. They will definitely lend their ears to us. And when we speak of kinesthetic people, kinesthetic means emotions, all the emotions. As we know, there are so many emotions out there. And all the emotions, when we speak, that comes in one flight. That everything that comes in one platform, which is kinesthetic. When we learn the five senses, we speak, see, hear, and touch. Here, scientifically, we don't use the word touch. We use the word kinesthetic, which means it's all into emotions, the feelings. So when we speak of feelings, friends, we need to take the audience into the feeling level. In some situations, because there are predominantly kinesthetic persons also in our workshop, in our classrooms. So if you only speak visual, auditory, those group also will be left out. So we need to speak to them as like my dear brothers. I truly feel that it's an amazing group. Whether you feel it or not, that's a secondary. But you need to use this kind of words to take the kinesthetic people into one. And it is not basically allowed to touch the person physically, but you can touch through their emotions to their mind. Of course, there are soft areas and how you can look at them. So for the first part, I have introduced, and as you definitely all of you know that this weekend is hours to explain in detail. And now, all those persons, if you can focus on, that's known as the sensory acquired. So if you want, yes, somebody, Mr. Khalid was saying, hypnotism, or you can hypnotize or mesmerize the people. Yes, if you can you can mesmerize your audience in such a way, in a wonderful way. You can really mesmerize everyone. In fact, I'm having some technical issues, so I can't see. I myself can be seen in a very stamp size. And because I faced some technical issues the last moment, so I'm using my phone. And when I was using my computer, somebody told the sound is not audible. So I can't see you all, but I can only see my stamp picture and I'm speaking. However, what I'm saying, if we can take all the people in one set, in one direction, that's only through VAK, visual, auditory, kinesthetic. And I'm speaking a little bit about the sensory acquired. How these people, but there are different ways to know the people. If we can watch the breathings, from where they are breathing. Of course, when you say this term, you definitely say it's from the lungs, no doubt. But my question, that you can see in the physical body. If the person is breathing from stomach, of course, obviously that person is really into emotion, kinesthetic, into feeling love. And if the person happened to, if you could see, the breathing comes just like the balloon, it comes and goes out. If it is from the chest area, that person is really into auditory. This person is, if it's from the throat, that person is a visual person. So there are two ways I have told you. The first one, the words which the persons are using, and which we can definitely by default system use three strategies. As I said, just look at me and listen, hear me. And definitely, I am sure that can help you to feel what I am saying. I have used three language patterns, VAK, with example. And if you can do that in almost in every talks, then you are an amazing and effective speaker. See, there are people who can really speak fluently, good sound, good tonality, good timbre, quality, clean language, perfect. Whereas a VAK person can really speak to the heart of everyone. Whereas the first way, as I said, you may be a wonderful speaker, not doubt at all. But has it got effect on the participants? It may not be. Whereas if you can use VAK, 100% guaranteed, you will strike, you will touch emotionally, mentally, everyone. We visual, auditory, but always ensure that you take the person into emotional level. Then only that can really bring any changes to that individual. If you don't take the persons, your participants, into emotional level, it will go just over their heart. You'll ask, if you make an evaluation, they'll say, amazing, wonderful, perfect. Very good answer. The speaker and evaluator and the participants all are very happy. You just ask the same person after a couple of months, ask him, what did I speak on? Then he will say, yeah, I still remember it was. Yes, it was. Yes, yeah. You know what happened? He forgot. You got impressed there. Because why I'm saying so, I have experienced almost everything. I was outstanding speaker twice in Kerala, twice. And before that also I was speaking. And I have done research work on it, and people used to say, because I have a very good sound, very good vocabulary, and I take the people in hand. And after a few months, whenever they meet, they ask me, how is it? Everything is fine. And till they say, yeah, I still remember the speech which you had in that place. Oh, really? That was really brilliant. And I know of what I spoke. So can you tell me what do you still remember? Yeah, I still remember. Because he doesn't remember. Because it only went over the head. It has not penetrated. Friends, I'm speaking very scientifically and psychologically. Craft your words in such a way so those words will definitely penetrate the mind. Conscious, subconscious, unconscious. You can easily touch them and they still remember. To believe, if I said that, there are so many people who still remembers which I have delivered 20 years back. Ishirinsa in Arabic, Sana. 20 years back, still people remember what I spoke to them. Because only I did not use any magical words. The magic words are VAK. That's all what I have done to them. And still they remember because it has touched their heart. So friends, if you really want to become an effective speaker, and effective, I would rather say communicator, go with VAK. That's the first part. And now, the second part, which I have mentioned in the flyer, I think Rinosh might edited that in a beautiful way, the animal code into analyzing the audience, which is brilliant, good. In every audience, there are different types of animals, all of us, including myself. And I'm very sure that Toastmasters are smart enough and they switch off the video. So they do not want me to read their animal code or the language, their physiology. So some of them I'm not speaking. I'm just kidding, don't worry about it. But when you want to, I used to give talks earlier in radio and different modalities. Sometimes I can only see the walls and camera and the lights. I speak as if I'm speaking to thousands. So for me, I don't mind in directly having the people around. But for you to learn in every group, if you really want to if you really want to know the participants, the first thing, just look at the participants. How are they? The dress code, the way they sit, the way they talk, the way they make gestures, that can really bring you some good understanding about the audience. I'll give a few ideas. There are some cats in every workshop or every talk. There are some cats. The cats means they're attention seekers. Attention. They need some attention. So always just like the cat, they will say meow. They meow, meow. You as a speaker, if you do not pay attention to that particular person, he will be against you. Pay attention and also understand that he is a cat or she is a cat, that individual is a cat. How you can identify? They will make lots of good or bad, I don't know, you can call it inverted comma funny things to catch your attention. They may raise their voice, they make some naughty things, they might do anything to get your attention. So always, in almost every workshop, there are people like this also, in this category. Then of course, there are people who are like monkeys. You know, like we call it as when we learn psychology, we call it as a monkey mind, which means it is a wandering. The mind is wandering everywhere. And it is the same with all of us. The mind is wandering. How it is wandering? The monkey. Here, the behavior will be, the monkey's behavior, the monkey will be just making some movements, some actions. When we are very seriously speaking to the audience, even though it's a very serious matter, you're making it in an assertive way with all the gestures and be okay. Yet, this fellow will be, and he'll speak, or he'll do something. He will be busy with something, or at least if the neighbor of him, if the fellow is not listening to him, he will just leave the place. He will take the mobile and he'll. But if he can engage him or her, that will be amazing. How you can engage him? Figure out, when I was giving the sessions to the teachers asked me, okay, and it was a brief session, so they asked me, so can you tell me one, how can you engage the monkeys? And I immediately said, do one thing, when you go to the class, at least buy 2 kgs of bananas and give one. Then she was thinking, will it work? It's a teacher-based thing. Is it possible? Can you give it to a few? If you buy banana, you need to buy for everyone. And there are some very snaky fellows, cobra. In snake also we divide. So there are some cobras, always like this. They won't take this banana. Then I explained to them, say how they could engage the monkey categories. Suppose teacher is teaching about physics. You can find out suppose there are 3 monkeys or 4 monkeys. All what you need to tell. Choose the one of the monkeys, which one? Let's call it as a A. Tell the A, Mr. A, while I teach for the next half an hour, I want you to remember how many times I have used nanotechnology. How many times? He'll be very happy. He takes the pen because he's a monkey. He wants something to be in hands. He took the pen and the paper. Then B, C, D, they're remaining. They also want to know why they're left out. So what you need to do? Okay, Mr. B, I really want you to also listen. I might go wrong. And I want you to also, and he also will be happy. Do the same with C and D. And frequently use the word nano. And after a few minutes, again inform them. My dear friends, I really want all of you, especially 4 of you, to tell me, when did I use it? Why did I use it? How did I use? When did I use nano? Why did I use that nano? And how did I use it? And they'll be very happy to listen to you. And they will be ready with the pen and pencil. And they will say, okay, yeah, she used one. And after like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, ask them, okay, Mr. A, tell me how many times I use nano. You'll say, teacher used 7 times. And just look at the B and say, yeah, teacher, 7 times. And just ask the D, when did I use? Teacher, you used when you were speaking about the latest technology. See, how did I use? Let the C answer. Friends, there are few things are happening. The student is learning and they are engaged in the classroom. The same way you need to use in the classroom also. When you speak to the people, that's where your art or your creativity or your creative visualization needs to be increased. Your creative visualization needs to be improved. How you can deliver? How I can use the more new methods? How I can engage? You can ask questions to the participants. And wherever, I'm sure in some of the cases you cannot engage the participants, but you can throw a question in such a way to the participants without expecting the reply, yet it will land into the right proportionate place and they will be very happy. And this is how you need to keep your audience fully and completely engaged. So I will explain a few more about, there are some people in the audience also we need to think of, there are 2 categories. One is donkey and the other one, both the same flat, same audience. So it's your art, how you take both of them together. You cannot leave one. Because donkey may not be very good at this Toastmasters, but that donkey will be very good in so many other things. So if you can, through Toastmasters, if you can bring that gentleman or that person, then he will be the best result-oriented person. He can really bring hundreds of Toastmasters to Newton. We need to build in such a way. And I'm very sure there are people who really spend time. And they will be there for everything. And they will be there for everything, for every function. But they will not come up in the leadership category. They'll be always helping. It will not help us. So, as a Toastmaster, we have our own responsibility. We also need to upbring. So if you really want to upbring, then what shall we do? We need to bring just like horse, even that individual. So that's how we need to work. Then there are dogs, very thanksgiving, cow. They are always very loving, very friendly, very caring. And these are the animals. And I'm very sure each one of you might have identified at least yours or someone else. Yeah, that he is a snake, or he is a cat, or he is a cow, or he is a dog. So I don't want you to name them in such a way, but you need to ensure that you engage them, keep them busy with your words. You need to sometimes call their names. If the cat, you call them. If a monkey, give them something. So friends, there are different types of personalities in the world. There are helpers. There are helpers. The helpers can only help. There are achievers. The achievers can only achieve. There are perfectionists. They can be only perfectionists. But Toastmaster platform should be open to each and everyone. There are 9 types of personality. You can, along with the animal codes, there are 9 types of personalities. And we cannot discover within this time the 9 types, but I will give you a few ideas. Because as far as I understand, Toastmaster Club is developing leadership. And they really want everyone to come up. It is not that they only develop only the leaders. They bring everyone as a leader. Even the lowest will be the best in course of right time. So if there is a helper, he will be always helping. Always helping. And if we take always his help, and his colleagues, his friends also will be helpers. So they will have a group of people. They will be taking care of all the assistants. They will prepare the tea. They will prepare the venue. They will prepare everything. But they will not prepare themselves to be a leader. So this is your responsibility to build them or to bring them up into the leadership, just like each one of us or each one of you. I don't know the positions which you people are holding it. But one thing I know, there are definitely positions, the area-wise, the directors, there are lots of positions. But it is our responsibility to bring them. And there are always achievers. Friends, achievers will be somehow, they will be achieving without our help. Because by default system, there will be achievers always. Think of the helpers. Why I was bringing this one, the helpers and achievers. In few times, there was some of my friends, they said, I joined Toastmasters to get rid of my fear. And I got opportunities, but I was helpless. I could not prove myself. I said, why? As far as I understand, Toastmasters there are opportunities for everyone. And later I could figure out it is not Toastmasters' mistake. It is the mistake of he himself. But the problem, friends, here what I would suggest, when we learn analyzing your participants, they are the Toastmasters. If we can just lend your hands, help them in such a way, they can definitely be sometimes one of the best speakers. So here we need to I have seen the green light. So what I'm saying, I start once again from the very beginning. I said in every group, there are 3 types of people, at least. The first one I said, visuals. They see things, they want to see. And there are auditory people, they want to hear. And there are kinesthetic people, they really want to feel. So when you deliver a speech, always ensure that you use VAK. Then very sparingly, olfactory and gustatory. For example, olfactory, you can say like smell, it is I'm pretty sure that it can really bring a good smell upon you. If you perform as a good Toastmaster, so those people, he gets connected. And Toastmaster can taste you well. Taste. Those people definitely, they get connected with it. So that's VAKOG, WAKOG. I gave me a subject, just explain WAKOG. Then I said, I was speaking to you about if the person is breathing from his stomach, that person is really into the kinesthetic. If the person is breathing from his chest, that person is really listening, auditory. And if it's from the throat, that person is really visual, seeing it. So if you can use this terminology, those people will be, you can evaluate by breathing. And I don't say that's very easy, but it's very difficult and very easy to figure out. The beginning you might feel, oh my God, it is a little difficult. No, it's not at all difficult. The second thing I said was analyzing your audience with their animal parts. And I gave you a few examples. So when you speak to the people, just make eye contact with everyone. I don't want you to make eye contact because you are doing it. I want you to make contact from, in one word, the whole body. The whole body. How the participants are sitting, the leg position, the body all together. And just point out, just look at how they are looking at it. If you could make out those people, those who need attention seeking, they want you to listen to them. You can definitely listen to such kind of people, definitely. And there are some people, they really are like, as I said, they're not very bright as us, or they may not be very wise enough, but they will be helping us a lot. Those are the people who really need your hands. Pat them, help them to upcoming. There are so many ways to do that. And I'm very sure you people are doing it because I have seen, I have experienced whenever I have visited the Toastmasters Club, I have seen the leaders are helping the newcomers come up, speak. We are all there. And they gave, I think there was a grammarian or there are a timekeeper, there are lots of ways. So I was really impressed, and when I got the chance, I spoke to them. I really appreciate it because this is the way, a new word introduction, a lots of things. That's how you people are helping. So apply this animal code with which definitely you can get connected with each and every participants. This is what I was, I would say, when I use the word trying, NLPs know, this is what I was trying to convey to you within the given time. I always love green, yellow, and most of the time I don't like red. So I don't want, see Mr. Timer's background in red. So thank you so much for listening to me. And unfortunately, the climate over here was challenging. And I told Rinosh, I'm having a tough time. Anyway, at 5 o'clock again, I messaged him, by the grace of Almighty God, the climate is good. And because of our divine blessing, the God also gave us an opportunity to meet you all. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you so much. And the floor is handed over back to the MC. And I'm ready to ask. I think there is a Q&A, and definitely I will be.
Thank you, Dr. Paul Thomas. It was such a thought-provoking session. And we really, all Toastmasters over here would like to thank you so much for such an amazing speech, such an amazing keynote speech, Art of Effective Speaking. And it was really useful and helpful for all of us. Now we have around 15 minutes for Q&A session. We already have, you all can raise your hands. So we can directly ask your questions to Dr. Paul Thomas. You can unmute yourself. So we have a hand raised by Thomas AD50. Can you just unmute yourself and ask your question directly to Dr. Thomas?
Yes, thank you, MC. Good evening, sir. And it was a wonderful class. Yeah. And as you know, and as few of the Toastmasters know, I am with you, sir, for the last 1 year. And I was conducting many classes in Bahrain. And we have arranged many online classes. But this animal code, I don't know, somehow it missed. So you have preserved this animal code only for exclusively for this Toastmaster class, session, I think. So you said many animals and their names, but actually, do you think we can elaborate? You can elaborate on that, or there's the main 2-3 animals.
Yeah, no. There are plenty. There is elephant who blocks you. He is considered as elephant. Giraffe, the Trescott. The snake, cobra. And there are so many animals. Tortoise, almost all.
So it become more complicated.
Yeah, so that's why I said, if you really want to know the animal code, you need to know the animal code of human being. You can figure out by how they are behaving. In the fraction of a minute, you can do that. When you are in the stage, you can really read out them.
Yeah. Anyway, so we will conduct one exclusive session for that, sir. Yeah.
Animal
Thank you.
code. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Thomas, for being also this group. As you might know, Thomas is my contact person in Bahrain, and he's doing marvelous. And I'm very glad that you were here in the session also. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Paul, there is one question from one of our participants. I will ask you.
Yeah.
From your experience, how many years did it take you to make the most WAGOG influences in your public speaking?
Well, actually, I was like, have you heard? I think you might have heard of something called June Chamber International. June Chamber International. It's something like Toastmasters, but they give more importance for the trainings. So there was something called CAPP, Chairmanship and Parliamentary Procedure. And there is something called Speechcraft. Then there is something called Sound Trainers Workshop. All these are exams. You need to qualify and go on. And it took me 2 years to qualify all the rounds. And fortunate enough to say that I was the gold medalist during these sessions. And in the history of June Chamber International, especially India, I was the first one who qualified the 3 levels in 1 year. So I could say around 2 years. If I give you an answer, I would say 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one question. Can I take Master of Ceremonies?
Yes, sure. You can directly ask Dr. Paul.
Dr. Paul, I just wanted you to please elaborate on the VAK, which is visual auditory. I didn't get the third one. It is kinesthetic. How do you spell it? And can you elaborate on the VAK part?
Yeah, sure. Kinesthetic means it is emotions. It is the feelings. All the emotions, all the feelings. Feelings, as we know, there are romancing is a feeling, anger is a feeling, happiness is a feeling, sadness, and all those are known as kinesthetic emotions. Okay. Do you want more about it, or are you happy with what I have answered?
Yeah, you answered. Thank you.
What platform?
Yeah.
What platform?
Honorable Master of Ceremonies, can I ask a question?
Yes, sure, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Paul, for these wisdom-oriented words. Really appreciated it. And I'm lucky enough that only yesterday, Toastmaster Thomas introduced me to your vision and your concept. And I'm very much fascinated by the 3 words which you use for your NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, I'm interested in neuro because you can consider me as a psychiatric patient, right? Relates me and Toastmasters, we are all related to linguistics, and then the programming as an IT guy.
Yes.
We always talk about debugging of the programming syntaxes.
Yes.
So the usual concept of neuro-linguistic programming, really it is unique. What
Yes.
brought to bring all these three words together to make a person from a normal person to a performing person? Over to you.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. Actually, when we speak of neuro-linguistic programming, neuron, as we all know, there are neurons. We have trillions of neurons, and
Yes.
we have more than 50 billion neurons in the brain system. So the neurotransmitters which are generated in our body, obviously it will transit through the synaptic gap through the neurons. So if that's all what I could explain at this moment, because the L and P are still waiting. See, when we speak of linguistic, people generally make a little misunderstanding. Arabic is a language, English is a language. All the world, there are so many languages, and we call it as languages. Here, when we speak about the linguistic side, it is the semantics or the meaning of the language. That's what we use. For example, Mr. Ahmed, I think if I can read your name, Mr. Ahmed. Okay, Ahmed, if I ask you, would you like to, I'm giving you some kind of tricky questions, and through which I can take you or I can provoke you for the purpose of my way of taking you. For example, for the therapeutic approach, or for a counseling, or for a sales, or for whatever it is. There is some kind of, for example, if I ask you, would you like to have a cup of tea or coffee? Then you may choose either of them, or the third answer, I wish the water, or the fourth answer, I don't want anything. But by saying all these answers, I can make a sense the way that you are getting associated with my language. So linguistic here to me is the semantic side of it, or the meaning of the language, which is more important than the language itself. The programming side, we all over the world, there are differences of opinion amongst the psychologists and psychiatrists and the TA people. In fact, there is no difference between what I'm going to say now. There are 3 stages in every human being. The first one, 0 to 7, which is known as imprinting. 7 to 14, it is known as modeling. The third one is socialization. There are 3 stages. So, especially during this 0 to 7 and 7 to 14, and of course, during 14 to 21, if there were any wrong programming, unfortunate programming through NLP, you can reprogram those areas and rectify the mistake or the problem. We can correct the person, for which we use therapeutic approach. TM Ahmed, did I answer, or you have more questions on this?
Yeah, thank you very much. In fact, I was just going through the words, the wisdom which you use for all these things, and it is wonderful. It's our first interaction, and I hope we will have more interactions in the future also. Thank you very much for being there.
You are most welcome at any time. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Paul, there is one question from one of our participants.
Yeah.
He wants your real life example of how did you handle a client using WAGOG and Animal Code.
Oh, that is a brilliant. So many that, especially in my training sessions, rather than public speaking. Public speaking, also I take the leaders who are the organizers and the front bench, and I can locate them public also. But I have used in every workshop, and I can easily identify. Accordingly, I make rapport with them. There is something called rapport. That's a scientific way of building. So if you can ask Mr. Thomas, he would experience or he would share in your meetings. Within a short time, I can build rapport with anyone by using this term, these techniques. Okay.
Sir, you want to tell me about how to build the rapport? That is what you...
No. I said witnessed so many times how I have used it. or the group.
Yeah, that you have already mentioned in your talk that 20 people before you made a lecture and that person still remember. So this
Yes.
is what actually the peculiarity of this, because once we use this WACOG, then people won't forget it, because
Yes.
it's going directly to their unconscious mind.
Yeah. Okay, that's true.
Dr. Paul,
Yeah.
good evening.
Good evening.
Can you just explain from each one of us, whoever have switched on the video, the animals or the animal code of each one of us?
Don't you want me to come back again in Toastmasters?
We do, but each one of them wants to know what animal they are.
Give me another opportunity. Possible.
At least few maybe.
It's a curiosity which is, as you know, that always end the talk for call and action. Always build the curiosity to get more and more. And as you might, I'm one of them.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. It is actually, there are at this moment, there may be various reasons to switch off the video. Maybe you're in the office or at home, maybe a little busy with it, and you will be listening. That's fine, no problem. I just was speaking occasionally, that's all. Thank you. And Farid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spoke that day, right?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, thank you.
I think by this we can wind up the session of Q&A.
Yeah, because the yellow is there.
Yeah, yes. So I think we need to listen to the timer also. So let's wind up the session. If we have any questions, you can write it to us. TM Ranosh can direct this question directly to Dr. Paul, and we can answer your questions anytime, any day,
Sure.
any month. Dr. Paul Thomas is there for us. We are sure about it. So now moving ahead, we have an agenda. We have the vote of thanks by Toastmaster Shinoj Thomas. Toastmaster Shinoj Thomas is a dynamic leader. He has been in Toastmasters since the last 1 year. He's a member of St. Paul Toastmasters Club. He's been in Bahrain since the past 5 years and is working in the sales and marketing session at Catalog Mechanical Contracting and Safety. Let's welcome Toastmaster Shinoj for his vote of thanks.
Thank you, MC Toastmaster Ginny. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. What a wonderful session we had, which was conducted by our Area 33. It's sure that Area 33 has launched and branded its name by the start of this event. Let me use this opportunity to thank everyone who has made this event a grand success. First of all, let me use this opportunity to thank Dr. Paul Thomas for this wonderful visual, auditory, and kinesthetic session. It was a session that reflected not only to understand our strategy, but also of those to whom we do speak. On behalf of Area 33, let me express our sincere thanks from the bottom of our heart to Dr. Paul Thomas. Secondly, let me thank each and every one of the dignitaries who bestowed this meeting with their presence. Let me thank District Director, District PQD, our Club Growth Director, Division I Director, and District 20 Director for blessing all of us with their felicitation speeches. Next, I would like to thank our Area ExCom conducted this grand event. Our Area ExCom constituting of our Area 33 Director, Public Relation Manager, Area Director Club Growth, and Administration Manager, who has done a lot of hard work and effort for making this event a grand success. Next, Let me move upon to our moderator, Toastmaster Rinosh Kurian Thomas, who has toiled from the very start of the planning of this event till the end to make this event a remarkable one. Extending our sincere thanks to our moderator, Toastmaster Rinosh Kurian Thomas. Next, let me thank today's role players, including our MC, Sergeant at Arms, and Timer, who has decorated this event with Last but not the least, let me thank all the attendees of this session. Without them, the event wouldn't have been a success. Once again, thanking everyone for their immense support shown throughout. Thank you once again, and back to our area director, Toastmaster Farida Bhai.
Let me just give it to the Master of Ceremonies so that she can sign off, and then maybe I'll take it over. Thank you very much. Over to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, TM Farida. So now, for meeting adjournment, let me call upon our Toastmaster Farida Bhai, who is a dynamic leader of Area 33. And we are so proud to have Toastmaster Farida Bhai as our Area 33 Director. And we all the clubs here are so proud to announce that she is our Area Director. And let me hand over the mic to our dear Farida Bhai to adjourn this meeting.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies. Toastmaster Shinosh Thomas, actually you thanked everybody except for you, yourself as the area PQ, who have worked a lot for the last 3 to 4 days just to organize this event. So I would like to thank from the bottom of my heart, Toastmaster Shinosh Thomas, the area PQ, who have wonderfully organized such a good workshop. So thank you very much. We had attendees from all over the world, from Sri Lanka, from Pakistan, from India, from Bahrain, from Oman, from Kuwait. I would like to thank each one of you for coming here, supporting us, and also attending this meeting. So, and thank you very much, Dr. Paul Thomas, for such a wonderful workshop, such an informative one, which we all can take away with us and we can become an effective speaker. So thank you once again. And hereby I adjourn this meeting or the workshop. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll be announcing soon our next workshop. This is actually a series of workshops, so we'll be announcing soon, and we'll see you all soon again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Area 33 Director. Thank you.
Thank you
Area
very much,
33
8015.
team. Yeah, thank you.